So we're going to be answering questions live. There is a little bit of a delay with our Facebook video and your question, so your question will be answered. It just might be a little bit delayed.
We'll also stay after we're done and answer any questions you might at that point also, or any don't get to. But we'll try it as we go along. But hopefully our pitch will cover pretty much everything that you'll have questions about.
And Christina asked how booked we are for installs. We're currently booking end of May, early June. And if you are interested in above ground pool, it could be sooner than that. So we'll get started going over different above grounds first here. All right. It's all yours.
So basically, above ground pools, there's a couple of different types. There's aluminum pools, there's steel pools, there's aluminum framed pools, there's resin framed pools. All depending on budget and what you're looking to get out of the pool. Aluminum pools are going to last longer because they don't rust. Steel pools will eventually rust. Surprisingly, our manufacturer gives the same warranty for both, 30 years on both steel and aluminum pools. And we have a couple of different types of aluminum. I'll show you back here. Bring them closer.
Yeah, do you want me to bring that table over?
No, I'll hold it. So this is our Torino, which is one of our most popular. It is gray. It is all aluminum. Your wall, your tracks are aluminum. This particular one has a resin frame, so your top rail is all resin, which is a type of plastic. Your upright is also resin. Your joiners on the bottom, which is the most important part of the pool, because that's what's in contact with the earth, that is also resin. So none of that's going to rust on you. Again, 30-year warranty on this pool. It comes also, if you wanted an aluminum top rail, it comes with an aluminum top rail also. Most people opt for the resin, but that is personal preference if you wanted the aluminum. This is our tropical model. Same exact pool as the Torino, it's just a different design. So this is brown. Okay, so we have a brown aluminum, we have a gray aluminum. Choice, just, again, no difference in pools, just a matter of what matches your yard the best. Steel pools, really the only difference between the aluminum and the steel pools is the wall itself. The frames are still resin on our steel pools, which is why they can still give you a 30-year warranty. It's just the wall that's steel. And same deal, we have gray steel walls, we have brown steel walls with the resin frames. Save a couple of $100 depending on the size of the pool if you go with the steel version. And size-wise, with the above grounds, they go from 12 to 27 foot round at 3 foot intervals, and ovals from 12 by 18 all the way up to 18 by 33. So we could pretty much find anything that will fit your space. And you can go to our website, which is poolandspaguys.com, all spelled out, and we have a full list of sizes and everything on the website, so you can check that out. Yeah, I'll bring the steel wall over for you.
And Melanie, I know you asked a question. Do we come to homes to give an estimate and options? Right now, it is best if you're not sure about what size you can fit. We can actually measure your backyard on Google Earth. So if you want to shoot us over your address, we can measure your backyard, look at it, and see what would best fit for you. And then we can take it from there.
This particular pool right here is a special. It's a closeout special. It's only available in round sizes. Now, one of the benefits of having a round pool is that it's a lot less expensive than an oval pool. And the reason for that is an oval pool needs more support on the straight side. So if you can picture for an oval, you have a round pool. To make that round oval, they put a straight section in it, and that stretches the round pool apart. That straight section needs support because we'll get science-y here. My daughter's going to be a scientist, so I'll give you a little science. I'll give you a little science behind the oval pool. The natural shape of water is round. So a round pool doesn't need extra support because the water pressure is the same all the way around. When you put a straight side in that round pool, the water is trying to push that pool round now. So we need a buttress support on that straight side. So those materials obviously cost more money, and also the installation of those materials is going to cost more because it's more time consuming. So round pools are less expensive than ovals. So if you are on a budget and you're looking to save a little money, which I know a lot of people are right now, round is the way to go. Just an example, an 18 round pool is comparable to a 12 by 24 oval. They have the same amount of water, about 8,000 gallons in it. An 18 round pool is probably around $700 or $800 less than a 12 by 24. So you're getting the same amount of water for less money. So if you have the space to put a round pool and it looks good, then that's an option to go. Again, like I said, this is one of our closeout pools. They're available in 12, 15, 18, and 21. Yes. And 24. 12 foot, 15 foot, 18 foot, 21 foot. I think 24 foot's also available.
Let me just answer two questions. Hi. Yes, we will be talking about in-ground pools in conjunction with semi-inground pools. So we're just about finishing up above ground now, and then we'll move on to semi-inground and in-ground. And Heather, we will be installing starting May 1st. Sorry, April 28th. I'm not going to say if we are considered essential or not, but we're installing starting April 28th. All right.
Okay. So the answer to are we essential, I can answer that question. We're essential because we do water maintenance on swimming pools and hot tubs, and that is considered an essential service. So we are allowed to be open. We are allowed to sell chemicals and stuff. So that answers that question.
Do you want to talk about the hot dip seal now?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
Our above ground pools, compared to everybody else's, okay? A lot of guys just sell steel. There's not a lot of places that will sell aluminum pools. So a lot of times when we quote, and we've been doing a lot of quotes the last 4 or 5 days, and that's why we wanted to do this live so we can put our product out there and show you guys the difference between ours and everybody else's. We try to push aluminum just because it's a better material for outside. It's going to last longer. It's not going to rust. It is a little bit more expensive than a steel pool. So we do have the steel also as an option if you needed that option. But aluminum is always better. Okay? One of our competitors sells strictly aluminum. A couple of others sell strictly steel. So just when you're shopping, and we do recommend shopping, make sure you're comparing apples with apples. And if you ever have questions, you can either go to our website and ask questions through there. You can email us. You can call us. And you can come down too because we are open. So if you have questions or you want to see anything up front, feel free to come in. Our above ground pools also have beaded liners in them. Most of the pools out there for above grounds have a overlap liner. So what's the difference? A beaded liner, don't pay attention to the print right now, but a beaded liner will lock into a track on the pool. So to change that liner on an above ground pool, you do not have to remove the top rail of the pool. This is the top rail. So on 90% of above ground pools, these caps have to come off, the screws in the top rail have to come off, the top rails themselves have to come off. Then under the top rail, there's another track that has to come off, and there's coping that has to come off. It's a much bigger job to change a liner on a pool that doesn't have a bead receiver. With this one, the top rail stays in place. This just snaps right into a track, and that's all there is to changing the liner. So just expenses down the road. 10, 15 years, you'll have to change your liner. It's a lot easier to change a liner on our above ground pools because they are beaded liners.
Hi, Lisa Marie. I remember you. And Melanie, yes, we will level the ground for above ground pools.
Yeah, our installations will be complete installations. They do charge you for leveling. Obviously, some yards need 18 inches of leveling. Some yards need 2 inches of leveling. So they charge you per inch going down. So some people get confused with the leveling charges when we say it's $45 an inch. It's not an inch for the size of the pool. If you're 6 inches higher on one end of the pool than the other, they have to dig that 6 inches out. You can't just fill in one side and make it the same height. You have to dig out from your low point to your high. So if you're 6 inches higher on one end than the other, it'll be 6 inches times 4. And that would be your cost, which is $270, because I'm good like that.
And you can deck over the top rail with the beak line.
Yes, that's another key point with our above ground pools. A lot of people build decks around their pools. You can build the deck right over the top rail of the pool if you wanted to, because we don't have to take that top rail off in order to change the liner. Okay? Our steel pools are galvanized steel. Okay? When you galvanize the steel, it makes it less prone to rot and to rust. So our steel pools do last longer than most of the steel pools out there, again, because of that galvanization process. And that's why they give you 30-year warranty on it, just like the aluminum pools.
Salt water, you probably want to go with aluminum above ground.
A lot of people are interested in salt water. I was going to get into that when we were going over the filters, but I'll get into it now. I personally am not a proponent of saltwater pools, and the reason for that is saltwater is corrosive. Steel, aluminum, whatever it is you're building your pool with, the salt is going to corrode it at some point. It speeds up the rusting process in a steel pool, and it will oxidize aluminum over time. Now, the resin top rails definitely help. But better than salt, I think, is a mineral system. Because a mineral system will actually lower your chlorine level. Okay? With a salt system, and this is a misnomer, with a salt system, you are still using chlorine in the pool. It's just a different form. With a salt system, there's a cell that hooks up where the water goes back into the pool, and that cell changes the salt running through it into chlorine. So yes, you have to maintain a chlorine level of 3 to 5 parts per million in a salt pool. Where with a mineral system uses a silver ion to purify the water. And that silver is what is doing most of your sanitizing. You still do need chlorine with that also, but you only need to maintain 1 to 3 parts per million rather than 3 to 5 parts per million. So you need a lot less chlorine in the pool.
What does the warranty cover?
What does the warranty cover? On the pool, warranty would cover any manufacturer defects. So obviously, if a tree falls on the pool, that's not going to be something that's covered under the warranty. So yes, aluminum pool's not supposed to rust. If the aluminum pool rusts, it's going to be covered under the warranty.
Permits.
We're going to answer a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Responsibility of the homeowner. We do have people that can do the permit work for you, but they charge a ridiculous amount of money for filing a piece of paperwork. So we always recommend to you guys, get the paperwork from the town, fill it out. Anything that the town requires from us, we'll be happy to supply to you. They'll need our installers, insurance, workers' comp, and sometimes they'll need something on the pool. So whatever you guys need, we'll help you with that stuff. As far as do you need a permit, every pool, above ground, semi-inground needs this. Again, we don't care if you get one or not. We're not telling you we can't do that. But it is your responsibility to get one.
Rectangular.
There is really no such thing as a rectangular above ground or a semi-inground pool. In-ground rectangular, they're going to be steel wall with vinyl liners or gunite or concrete poured wall pools. We're not getting into that. That's not something that we sell. I do have a guy that rents space from me here who does that kind of stuff. That is not what we sell, and I'll tell you the benefit of what we sell over that, aside from just the cost of the money. Money-wise, why ours is a lot cheaper, but I'll get into why ours is better than those also.
We kind of went over that, but
Saltwater pool, no, we didn't. The price difference between the saltwater and the mineral system, that's a good question. Salt is a lot. It's about $1,000 for a good salt system, whereas the mineral system is only about $300. So there's a big price difference. And like I said, I think the mineral system is better for your pool and for you than the saltwater system is. Again, we have both. We'll be happy in for you. Just my opinion is that the mineral system is a much better system and a much better way to maintain the pool because you don't have to maintain such a high chlorine level in it.
Good with above ground?
Questions done?
Are we good with above ground?
I think we're good with above ground.
Okay. So Margarita, yes, we can redo your semi-inground pool. If it is steel, that's a good example of why we don't put steel pools into the ground. So we're going to go into our semi-ingrounds now and tell you why we don't put the steel pools into the ground just like that, which is why you're probably ending up redoing it.
Okay. Semi-ingrounds, that's the way that the world is going over the last 5 to 7 years. Everybody wants semi-inground pools and they look gorgeous when built. There's a lot of places that sell above ground pools as semi-inground pools, and we don't like to do that. There's so many places putting steel above ground pools in the ground, and the problem with putting a steel above ground pool in the ground, A, it's going to rust. Steel is going to rust in the ground, even if it's galvanized, even if it's vinyl coated, even if the manufacturer says it's warranted against corrosion with dirt burying it in the ground. It is not going to last the pool. And you don't want to go through the expense of digging it up and replacing it. It is a big expense. And I guarantee you a steel wall pool in the ground is going to rust. We use a special pool for in-ground purposes, whether it be semi-in-ground or all the way in the ground. And it's an aluminum pool, but it's extruded aluminum. And I'll show you the difference.
Hi, Carly. Yeah, you could shoot the store a text message if you want us to open your pool. 631-293-3313. And the height of above ground pools.
52 inches.
52 inches.
All our pools are 52 inches.
There are not different options right now. I don't think anyone makes does anyone make a 48 inch anymore?
No more 48.
Yeah.
Some places will sell their pools as 54 inch pools also, but they're adding in the caps and stuff, which increases the height of the pool. The wall size itself is 52 inches, so from the floor to the top, under the top rail, is 52 inches, which is the way pools should be measured. So the pool that we use for our semi-in-ground purposes is called the AquaSport. Been selling this pool since '85, and yes, I've been in the business that long. My parents bought a pool when I was 15 years old and made me get a job. So, yeah, I got a little experience. This is our AquaSport pool. It is made of extruded aluminum. Okay, what that means is instead of just a rolled wall aluminum, which I showed you before, this wall is actually made to withstand the weight of the dirt that you backfill against it. They're 4-inch slats that interlock with one another, and they're ribbed, so you can see you probably can't get the size of it, but it's a little more than a 1/2 inch wide on the slats. We're the only company that can put a pool in the ground and backfill it all in one day, because we do not need water in the pool to stabilize the wall of the pool. This pool is self-standing. We could bury it 4 feet in the ground, backfill all the dirt against it, and not have to worry about the wall ever collapsing. And why is that important? Well, if you ever need to change a liner with the dirt backfilled against it, we don't have to worry about our wall popping out. There are other manufacturers that make extruded aluminum pools. What makes mine and theirs is our tracking system in the bottom. Our track in the bottom comes up the wall 1.25 inches. I don't know if you can see the side view, but both inside and outside, there's a brace that comes up 1.25 inches on the wall, and that keeps the wall in place. Everybody else who has an extruded pool uses a regular wall track, just like our rolled wall aluminum pool. Only comes up about a 1/2 inch. So when you backfill against that pool, there's a good chance that it can pop out. Now you can hear this noise on this pool. All these guys that are putting these rolled wall pools in are doing a disservice to the industry, because again, this is not made to withstand dirt against it. I'm going to show you a little, I might hurt myself, but I'm going to try something. I've never done this before.
Oh God. What, like, so why are we trying it now?
Could you get me the other stool? I hope this works. I'm very foolish right here. Look at that.
Oh, I thought I was sitting on it.
I'm going to stand on it.
Oh boy.
I'm not taking it to the
What are you doing?
Okay. Can they see this?
Are you kidding?
Can they see this?
Okay, yep. They can see it.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay, this is my extruded pool wall.
If this breaks right now,
If this breaks, this is... I am standing. I am jumping.
Okay, alright.
I'm a little under 200 pounds. Last year, this would have been more impressive because I lost 40 pounds. This pool is the strongest semi-inground pool out there, or in-ground. We also use this pool for in-ground. It's not bent. It didn't break. Again, made for going in the ground.
Don't even try it.
This
No, don't. You're gonna break it.
No, Steve's gonna do this one. Steve, go. Come join. This wall, if I stood on this, would pop right out of the track and we'd fall right through it. You cannot put a rolled wall pool in the ground. I can show you so many pictures of jobs that we went to of pools with rolled walls that needed liner changes that popped out. The walls popped because we had to drain the pool to put the to change the liners.
Did anyone?
So you need to be careful.
Wait, what's the smallest size semi?
It would be either a 12 round or a 10 by 15 would be the smallest. Those would be the smallest pools.
Did you go over?
Yes, I'm crazy. You should see me pitch a hot tub. I jump into it from the top.
Did you go over the track? How that's different?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I went to the bathroom, so I didn't know what
You
happened
don't have
here.
to tell Facebook world about that.
I don't know.
This is my daughter. We are a family-run business.
Yeah, that's why we're distancing, because we live together.
Yes.
So.
We do. Where was I?
So is that good?
Okay, so I showed you how strong the pool is. I don't think there's any doubt as to who has the strongest semi-inground pool on the market. Another benefit to this particular pool, like our above ground pools, this has a trap where the liner snaps in. So many people now are doing beautiful work, paver work, over the top rails and up the walls. We don't have to worry about changing the liner on this pool when you put pavers over the top or wood decks over the top or whatever you want to do over the top of the pool, because it's got that bead receiver, same as our above ground pools. So we never have to take this top rail off. So again, it's purposeful in the ground.
Your mom wants to know why they don't have one of these.
Because they don't want to pay. That's what my father says when he has to pay for something from my store. He stutters a little bit. My other semi-inground pool that I use is called our Optimum Pool.
Comparable to?
This pool, same height, 52 inches. I know the other pool has a small sample. It's a 52-inch wall, just like this one is. This one is constructed a little bit different. It doesn't have the extrusions that one has, but it is aluminum. So your walls on the inside and outside are aluminum sheets. And on this one, probably can't see it on this pool.
No.
Where you see this metal track here, behind here is a piece of foam. So there's an 1.5 inch piece of foam sandwiched between the two aluminum sheets, which is what gives this pool its strength. When we build this pool, there is concrete poured around it. It's poured. We do not need to wait for the water to fill up because this wall is also self-supporting. Okay? The AquaSport pool that I showed you before doesn't need any concrete. It'll need patio blocks where the struts are on the straight side of the oval pool, but they all need that. This pool, we do pour a collar of concrete around on the straight side of the pool to support it. Same deal, 40-year warranty. It's got the beaded liner. And you can pave right over the top also.
answer.
I don't know, because we're not trying to make a ton of money on one customer. We would rather sell a whole bunch of customers at a little bit less of a margin and get those referrals from those customers. So it's just a different way of doing business. This pool is available as a round pool, an oval pool, and the one thing that this pool has that the AquaSport pool doesn't have is we can do a freeform in this pool. A freeform is similar to a kidney, only it's got a couple of bumps in it. If you look up mountain lakes on the internet or something, it looks kind of like a mountain lake pool. But again, this pool is mid ground, semi, or all the way. You can also put it above the ground, same as the AquaSport. It's not necessary, but it can be done.
Smallest size of those pools. Oval, they're pretty big, those pools, I think. 1624 is the smallest size oval of the Optimum Pool, and a 1423 freeform is the smallest freeform shape of that pool. Did you go over sinking them fully? In-ground option?
Mm-hmm. Both of those pools can be both put all the way in the ground. When we do that, we need to upgrade the pump. Because a regular above ground pool pump or a semi-inground pool pump, can they see the pumps over here?
Kind of. They're a little far.
They don't have to see them. The pump on an above ground pool is made to gravity feed because the water level is higher than the pump. So the gravity just pushes the water into the pump. When your filter system all of a sudden is higher than your pool, that pump needs to pull water up. So different style of pump. The tank is the same, so your cartridge or earth or sand filter is the same, but your pump needs to change because it needs to draw water up to it rather than be gravity fed.
Step options, 8-foot-in-ground step
Okay. On our semi-inground pools, there's different ways to enter the pool and exit the pool, even our above ground pools. All of our packages that we put together that we quote come with a ladder, either an A-frame ladder where it flips up.
Yeah.
I'm going to move the
I'll hold it.
computer. So this is an A-frame ladder, which is used to get out of a standard above ground pool. Up the ladder to the top. This is the outside part of the ladder. So you're in the pool right now, everyone that's watching, you're in the pool. This is the outside part of the ladder. It flips up for safety and it locks. So when you want to get into the pool, you just climb the ladder. You're not going to go all the way up. And then down the other side, obviously. And then when you're not in the pool, the ladder flips up and it comes with a padlock. That's your standard above ground ladder. If you're going to build...
No, we gave it to someone.
If you're going to build a deck around your pool, you can do a step up to the deck. Can you see this?
Oh, no, because I'm looking at people's questions, so I'm ignoring you.
So there's a couple of different types of steps that you can walk up and out of the pool if you're going to have a deck on your above ground pool. Steps here. This step actually comes in different colors. It comes in blue, gray, or white. These step options can also be used on semi-inground or in-ground pools. Because when you do a semi-inground or an in-ground, well, let's stick with the semi-inground, you're going to need some way to get in and out of the pool. We can do the A-frame ladder, like I showed you before. Just the outside part of the ladder would have to get cut so that it fits properly. Or you can do a step in and out and then some sort of deck platform on the outside of the semi-inground. And then for an in-ground, you can use either half a deck ladder, half an A-frame ladder. It would just be the part that goes in the pool. You wouldn't need the flip up on the outside. Or you could use either one of these steps. There's also options for my AquaSport pool and for my Optimum pool where you can do an actual in-ground step on it. So you've seen the big fiberglass 4x8 steps, and you can go on my website or my Facebook page to see those. They can be adapted to those pools also. It's pricey. Looks pretty good when it's done, but you're looking anywhere between $3,000 and $4,000 just for those steps. Installed.
We have a
nice option, and a lot of people do it, and we have a bunch of pictures on the web of that.
We have a few questions. Yes, I do. In-ground sprinkler systems, where the pool is being installed, how does that work?
Okay, so when our guys come and dig, whether it be an above ground, semi-in-ground, or an in-ground pool, if you have sprinklers, there's a couple of ways to do it. Probably the easiest way is just to let us dig and hit them. And we will pull up, what the installers will do, we'll take the pipes, they'll stub them up on the outside of the pool. And then once the job is done, your sprinkler guy will come and he'll have to reroute that pipe that we leave up, sticking up. That's probably the easiest way to do it, rather than have the sprinkler guy come and remove everything. It's for him. So that's what I recommend on sprinkler systems.
And then can the in-ground pool have shallow to deep?
It can, yes. I'm glad you asked that question, because I like to go over this when I sell this stuff. Our pools, as I told you, are 52 inches deep. So I'm just going to do this for a visual for you. This is a 52-inch wall. It's pretty deep. I'm 6 feet tall. Can you do a deep end in a pool? Yes. Any of our pools you could do a deep end. I don't think you need it. And here's the reason why. Anytime you look at an in-ground pool with a deep end, everybody is in the shallow end of the pool. Why is that? Because you can't stand in the deep end. So you're losing so much play area when you do that, and this pool is deep enough. Your normal in-ground pool only has a 42-inch wall. Our wall is 52 inches. So in a regular in-ground pool, you only have technically, you have 3 feet of water that you're standing in, which would be waist high on me. That's why you need a deep end in a regular in-ground pool. With our pools, either our AquaSport or our Optimum, even our AboveGrounds, they're 52-inch walls. They're a full 10 inches deeper than your standard in-ground pool wall. So you can jump in the pool without having to worry about landing hard. 52-inch depth it's a nice depth for a pool. Again, if you want the deep end, we can do it. Just an added expense that I don't think you need, but we can definitely do it. Again, think about what you do in a pool. Think about what the kids do in the pool. You're lounging most of the time. Doesn't matter what depth your pool is if you're lounging in it. You're swimming. Again, 52 inches of water is plenty deep to swim in. Or playing, basketball, volleyball. Again, basketball nets are all set up in the shallow ends of pools. So everybody's in the shallow end. Volleyball nets. When you set a volleyball net up on an in-ground pool, there is a fight as to who wants the shallow end of the pool. I've seen it. Everybody fights for the shallow end because you cannot stand and play in the deep end. But again, you want it, we can do it. Yes.
Install semi, how long does it take versus above ground? So I guess install timing.
It really depends on the size of the pool. Most of our pools can be installed in one day, like I said, because we can backfill the same day that we dig the hole. Nobody else can do that. Everybody else says we're going to put the pool one day, we're going to build the pool the next day, and we'll come back next week sometime after your pool is filled up so we can backfill it. 2 days, I would say, max for our pools to go in from start to finish as far as installing. Our install dates now, if you haven't heard yet, I know people pop on and off. Our install dates are end of May, early June right now, and looking fast. You're not going to be able to go to the beach and the pools this year. So get in there and do it quick.
We'll do this one first. How far from the house? How far from the fence for semis?
The house doesn't matter. Property lines differ as per towns. Oyster Bay is 5 or 6 feet, depending on where in Oyster Bay you are. Hempstead is 4 or 5 feet. Villages are usually 10 feet, but it depends on the village also. So that you really need to check with your local township on that.
And power lines.
Power lines in the backyards. I know a lot of Levittown houses have it, and others scattered around. Power lines, you need to be, rule of thumb is 10 feet off a power line. So if you drop a rope or just drop an invisible line from where the power line is, measure 10 feet off of it. You need to stay 10 feet away from power lines.
And what is the average cost to maintain this type of pool? Okay,
so chemical-wise, again, depending on the size, but I would say anywhere between $200 a year, opening, maintaining, and closing your pools, depending on the pool size.
So with these pools, we don't drain pools. You just winterize it. You'll never have to take the water out of it just because then you'll just need a new liner the next year because they shrink once you take the water out of them.
No matter how dirty you're cleaning. I have ducks in my pool when I open it in the spring because I don't close my pool till December because I don't have time.
What'd you say Town of Babylon was?
Babylon is 6 feet.
Electrical work. Does it need to be a certain distance? Where do you run the electric from? What happens with the electric?
Electrical work is, well, first of all, it's not included in any of our pricing. You need to get an electrician to wire your filter system. You do need an outlet. So above ground pools and semi-inground pools, you need an outlet to plug your filter into. It's a regular 110 line that you plug it right into. When you go all the way in the ground, I mentioned that we changed the pump. That pump is convertible either 120. A 220 pump is more efficient than a 110 pump. So if you have that option with the in-ground pump, I would recommend running a 220 line. You don't have to, though. So if you have an outlet out there, you can plug it right into a regular outlet also. I don't know if that answers your question.
The electrician comes after the ground. Right?
Any pool you put up, the electrician will come afterwards because they need to ground the pool. And obviously they can't do that if the pool's not up. Yes, Candy, we're ignoring you because you're in Virginia. You're not buying a pool. That's my sister, everyone. I'm not being rude.
When installing a pool, there is a fence. Do we have to remove the fence?
Okay, so if you're doing a semi-in-ground, we need to bring equipment into the backyard. 9 times out of 10, we're going to use a bobcat to dig the hole. You would need 6.5 feet wide. So if you don't have a 6.5 foot gate, which most people do not, yes, a section of fence would have to come down. Can my installer take it down? Yes. Will it go back upright? I bet not. So I always recommend to my customers, get a fence guy to take your fence down and put it back up again. Again, my installers can take it down, but I could pretty much guarantee it's not going to go up straight.
And if you don't have room to get that machine back there, then we have options for that as well.
There are options that cost a little bit more money than a normal install. So we have smaller machines that need 3 to 3.5 feet to get machines. Half the size of the machine, you're going to double the time it takes to dig the hole. So obviously there's going to be more labor involved with that. But yes, it can be done, which these guys don't like doing, but it's just a matter of how much it costs to put it in.
And the average cost of an above ground pool, I guess it depends on steel versus aluminum.
On our site, and we'll shoot you a quote. We're pretty quick getting them back. We've been doing about 40 to 50 quotes a day, which is why we're doing this Facebook Live, because so many people have questions and we're trying to get back to everybody. Is why we're this live.
Finance options.
Okay. Different types of financing. Our most popular finance option is our interest-free. We do 24 months with no interest. We require half down. The other half is payable over 24 months with no interest. So whatever you finance, if you're financing $4,800 over 2 years, it's $200 a month and you're done. You don't have to put any multiples in there or anything. It's just divide whatever you're financing by 24 and that's your payment because there's no interest. Do have your financing, there's interest involved, and it all depends on credit ratings and all that stuff. I believe the lowest interest rate is 6%, and then depending on where your credit is, it can go up from there.
Do you require town permit to redo a semi-in-ground pool?
No. The permit that's there is good for whatever you're putting back. Yeah. Someone bought a pool, I guess.
I don't know if you wanted to do mill versus gauge on the liners, but I had that written down.
I can. There's different ways to gauge a line gauge, no pun intended. To gauge a liner or to measure the thickness of a liner. Some places will say they have a 25 gauge liner. Gauge is not a way to measure a liner. Gauge is not a way to measure anything. I don't know, what do you call it? Length or thickness. Thickness is measured in millimeters. So don't go for the gauge. It's a made up. I could say my line is 40 gauge. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Okay? We carry 20 mil liners. It's a
25
true
mil.
25 mil liners. It's a true 25 mil, and it's the thickest liner you can get. And we give you the liner is warranted for as long as the pool is warranted for. Now, I'll be honest, that's a scam a little bit because the only thing covered on the liner is the seams. It's going to split. It's going to split as the pool is filling up. So if I'm telling you I'm giving you a 30-year warranty and someone else is telling you they're giving you a lifetime warranty, if either one of those liners don't split as the pool is filling, it's not going to split. If you get a hole in your liner, they can be patched. There's patch kits that work underwater. You don't have to drain the pool.
I'll go in order here. So pretty much right now we're done like with the pitching process. So just ask whatever questions and we'll cover all the questions right now. What is the average cost of a town permit? Dad?
There's a big variable there. The low end is $100. High end, I would say upwards of $600 or $700. But most of the towns are $100 for an above ground or semi-inground permit.
Are heaters expensive for an average size semi?
Okay, heaters, there's a couple of different ways you can heat a pool, either with gas, natural gas or propane, or you can use what's called a heat pump, which is the most popular way to heat pools now. Heat pumps are more efficient. They're a little bit more money up front itself, but they do pay themselves off in about 2 years. And one of the other benefits to a heat pump is that it's a lot cheaper to run an electrical line to it than it will cost you to run a gas line to a gas heater. Your average size, let's say a 15 by 24 semi-inground pool would probably require about 110,000 BTU heat pump, about 3,400 for that. Whereas if you were to do a gas heater, you'd be looking at around, I'm working rough numbers here, probably around 1,600 or 1,700 for the gas heater. But again, you have to run the gas line, which is going to be more expensive than the electric line to the heat pump.
So Rob, I could answer this question. We accept credit card or cash. The install cost is paid at the time of install to the installer. So we can't finance installs unless you do the interest financing, because you can ask that company for X amount of dollars and they kind of give you the money so that you can spend it how you would like. But for the 0% 24-month financing, the install cannot be financed, and we can take credit card over the phone. We're much doing over the phone and computer right now. So figure out a way to get deposits from you if you don't want to come to the store as well. Also solar heat, and Annie said.
We can do solar heat also. Yep.
Um,
Thank you, Stacy.
Thanks.
Hey, I was at your house today.
And if anyone wants a quote, you can go to our website, www.poolandspaguys.com, spelled out, at the above ground pages and the semi-inground / inground page. Scroll to the bottom and it has all the sizes that we offer for the pools. And you can fill out a quote form and we'll get the quote back to you as soon as possible. We're a little bit right now, but usually within 24 hours we'll get you a quote. Do you contract out installers?
Yes, the installers are subcontractors. Have been working for me, I would say a minimum of 15 years, most of them longer than that. But they are subcontractors, which is why you pay them directly. I don't think there's anybody doing their own installs right now. I think everybody uses subs, and there's insurance reasons for that.
Alarms.
Yes. We have alarms for existing pools or new pools going in. Most of the alarms are floating devices that sit on the water surface, and when the water ripples, the alarm shakes. In order to meet town codes, if you need an alarm that meets town codes, you need the alarm to sound in the pool and also remotely inside the house. An alarm is roughly $200 for one that will meet those codes.
What are we going to give away?
Okay.
Oh boy.
This is all.
There's only 30 people watching.
That's all right. They get a bonus.
All right, bonus.
Okay, so anyone who's watching right now still at our annoying
50
Facebook
minutes.
Live video, we'll give you a free vacuum. What else? That's not right. And $100 store credit.
You don't want to do the solar
Auto.
cover, winter
Nope.
cover? Okay.
Free vacuum,
Auto.
automatic vacuum. The pools all come with accessory kits, by the way. You get your vacuum head, vacuum pole, vacuum hose, leaf skimmer, test kit, thermometer, all the stuff you need to work the pool. So if you mention this video, when we do your quote, we'll give you a vacuum and we'll give you a $100 store credit. We just got these crazy floats in. Cass grabbed me one of those floats.
Also, look at that one.
Wait till you see these floats we got.
I don't know. I didn't
Just bought. Hold on. I was told I had a pool. I don't know how to work this. Chino, if you could message us, we'll hook you up with someone that can help you with what you're looking for. Thank you.
Stuff that's open. But
Okay.
I have this new cool glitter floats
Glitter float.
and glow in the dark beach balls.
Beach ball.
And I got all the animals, all Instagrammable.
Unicorns.
Unicorns, llamas,
Llamas. We have llamas.
narwhals, holographic
I
stuff,
don't even know what a narwhal is.
T-Rexes.
Aaron, you bought your pool from somebody else. You don't get a free vacuum.
Also your sister.
Also lives in Virginia.
Also lives in Virginia.
Any other questions?
Eric wants free floaties.
Give me some free advertising on the radio, and maybe I'll give you a free floaty. Eric Schwartz.
We'll hang out for like 2 more minutes. Oh, nurse
Yes.
discount. Yes, there is healthcare discount.
Healthcare gets 10% off.
Can't be combined with financing.
We appreciate everything you're doing,
Yes.
and yes, you get 10% off of
The pool filter package.
pool and filter package.
Any accessories that you get.
Yep. Good question. Thank you.
All right.
We're gonna hang out. If you have questions or requests or anything. Stacy, you're very active. I like it. No sloths, Dad.
No sloths. No sloth boats. It's a little cold in here.
I'm not cold. I'm hot.
Teacher discount, LOL.
Call us. We want every customer. We want teachers. We want nurses. We want policemen, firemen. We want everyone. Yeah, I'll believe that one. Spend 10,000, you'll give me 1,000 free, right? Thank you, Chino. It's our first time. Our next one will be better, I promise.
Yeah.
More set up. Cassie wanted to do it at the end of the week, so she had time to plan it and stuff. I got it. Go, 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 go. Because I'm afraid, and I want to make every of our customers. I don't want you buying somewhere else. Because we believe our product is better, this is better, and our price is better.
Also, if you have any quotes from anyone else, feel free and
Yes.
we can compare them. And we do match pricing as long as we are comparing the same thing.
Yes.
Definitely email us for quotes. Phones are off right now because I didn't want them ringing during the video. But definitely go to our website. You could send our quotes, email directly, and we'll get back to you. As we can. Thanks. We are great. We are related.
Yeah, we have to
we
be.
have to be. Continue.
What kind of stuff?
Yeah. Although this is not my career,
Call us with your credit cards.
hopefully.
Is that too forward? Thank you, Louis Greco. That's probably not posing as my dad.
Yeah, because it's town. Would you know? Made you taxes go up? Great question.
Stacy, nice job, Stacy. You get a free vacuum if you buy. Taxes do not go up with a semi-inground. As long as you stay only 2 feet, if you only dig 2 feet into the ground, your taxes do not go up. Once you go beyond 2 feet, yes, I will give you one.
That was for Aaron.
Aaron, I will give you our free goods. Your taxes only go up when you go in the ground. That's why a lot of people are doing semi-ingrounds now. And guys, take a look at the pictures on our website and on our Facebook page because they are gorgeous when they're done. The semis look really good.
Our hours right now, so we are trying to maintain the same hours that we have. I'm actually working in a COVID lab, so I'm not here as often as I usually would be. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 6, Sunday, 11 to 5. I have actually probably gotten quotes at like 10 o'clock at night because we're all trying to catch up on that. So we are trying to maintain, but I would just recommend shooting us over an email, just making sure that one of us is here if you are looking to come in. Yeah, we're trying to keep our regular business hours.
So we'll be able to watch it if they missed.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Can we tell them?
Yeah.
Some people just join in.
Yeah, if you just join in, this whole stream will be available on our Facebook page so that you can rewind, rewatch if you missed anything. Masonry work, do you do or refer?
Those are subcontractors.
Yeah, we can recommend our customers work that they're happy with.
Yeah, Cassie, get it done already.
I'm trying. I want to get out of my house as much as you guys.
We done?
Sure.
All right, we're going to end it. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Tuning in. If you have questions, call us, and our phones. This is like a telethon. Our phones should start ringing now with credit cards.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.